And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I have a really special guest here. We're live from Manhattan, New York. The Don't Call Me White Girl show. And to my right here is I'm a big fan of this lady. I DM'd her, asked her, because she come on the podcast after she put one hand on the neck and one on the frontal. It's Miss Remy Ma. Give Remy a round of applause. Woo! The guests are getting bigger. I'm getting big time.
I'm happy that we finally made it happen. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. When you first did that video, everybody was sending it to me like, "Yo, Remy did your shit. Remy did the hand on front." I'm like, "No way! I couldn't imagine you doing it." And then you right there, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I love you." Like, I'm late. I never heard of you. I was like, "Oh well, maybe."
I'm the worst. You know what it is? I don't be on social media as probably as much as people think.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if I'm posting something, it's because they pay me to post it.
Yeah.
Every now and then, I might check in, throw something up, and then I'm out. Like, I don't stay. Like, I put it up, and then I leave.
Yeah.
So I had just started my TikTok page, and I'm just going through all the different stuff to do. I'm like, oh, this sounds like something I would say. Like, I wanna go with her. Like, for people who don't know me, like, it was crazy. I'm like, nah, that's just crazy that everyone would do that. But like for like my friends and my family that know me, like that's like I'm kind of different from what y'all guys see.
Yeah, you say you don't get on Instagram, but you come from a time because, like, I remember first album Remy, like battle rap Remy, like that's the Remy I was introduced to, and you come from a time before like the internet kind of ran everything. You know what I mean? Like now it's almost like at a time, because I remember when the first social medias that were like big was like with MySpace and all that other shit, and I didn't fuck with it at first. Like it was like oh, that's corny or it's dweeby or whatever. And I remember it was a big like college presence, so most kids that went to school they did the social media thing. But eventually it's at the point now, if you're not up to date with social media, all the apps, Twitter, TikTok, or whatever, you really getting left behind, kind of like that shit just moved around you. But as far as where you come from, how do you feel now? Because it's like you had to battle, you had to be like really in it, like earning it. Now a bitch can make a song, a piece of the TikTok can get on TikTok, and then she's a female rapper. That's it. And not only is she a female rapper, she's in the conversation. Like people actually consider them like a part of this. Like how does that make you feel? Like now, being that you came up kind of hard. Like,
I mean, I don't really care. I don't look at it like that. Everything evolves. If you look at it. When I did come into the game, I may have had it a lot easier than the people that came before me. As time goes on, it's supposed to get easier. We're not supposed to keep struggling forever. And I think the people that be upset about it is the people that don't understand evolution, don't understand the way the world works. Like most of the time, if you're in something and you're doing something and you end up being one of the pavers, you're making it easier so that the people behind you don't really have to struggle the way you did. Like, and I'm one of those people that if I meet somebody or I see somebody and they even remotely in the same field as me, I try to download everything that I know to them so that they can avoid some of the pitfalls and the trials and tribulations that I went through, because I didn't really have that. Like when I came in, it was like every piece of information was treated like the holy grail. They ain't want to tell you nothing. Like she'll figure it out. Like, why would you want to do that to me? Like, I just don't understand that mentality. I don't know any artists or anybody in this industry that started off with money. Like everybody from the bottom. Like we all from the bottom. Like why you be on it like that? Like some people, not everybody, but I don't really care. I'm more power to you. I wish I had it easier. Like I always had all my life. I had to fight. Like I had to get everything. I never got anything really easy, and I'm okay with that because it made me who I am.
Yeah, battle rap Remy. Did you think that you would be this Remy like at the end, or was it just something you did because you like to do it?
It was definitely something I did just because I could do it. It wasn't even a thought, even just being an artist, period. It wasn't something that I thought that I can do as a career. I didn't know anybody that was successful at doing that. I knew I wasn't going to be broke. That much I knew. I knew like I'm not staying in this hood. This is not going to be where I end up. Like I'm not going to wait till my grandmother died and pass the crib to my mother, then my mother passed the crib to me. Then no, I'm not going to be going to that corner store for the rest of my life. Like that much I knew. I didn't know how I was going to change it, what the path was going to be, but I always had that mentality. Like, nah, I'm not staying here. Like the hood ain't for me. I knew it wasn't for me. Like I don't like roaches. I don't like crackheads. I don't like people being next to me. I don't like people knowing where I live. Like I used to have beef every day. Like they all know where my bills is at. Like I can't even get low. Like, it was crazy. So I knew the path that I was on, regardless of which turns it took to get there. Like at the end, I was gonna be something.
Right. When you first came out, your son was little though, right? When you first came out.
Yeah, no. When I met Pun, I didn't have a kid. I was still in school.
Okay.
Pun was the one who convinced me, like, yeah, you can do it. It's fine. Look, I have my kids here with me. It's okay.
Yeah. How old were you when you
Bad
met Pun?
advice. I was 17. I was 17. I was still in high school.
Yeah. So that was a big deal just losing him, because I got into I was gonna ask you like how you feel about being a rapper, because with the death of Takeoff and a couple other rappers that passed away, people been talking about it a lot as far as like trying to connect the music to what's happening to people. I'm like a rap girl. Like I grew up only listening to rap, and I remember when Biggie died, I remember when Pac died, and I was young then, 10. So to me, this doesn't feel like a new thing, you know? And I also don't feel like it's this dangerous thing to be a rapper. I think that you have to kind of watch how you move the same way you would if you had got more money in any kind of lane. You know what I'm saying? But for me, when hearing all them people talk about rap music in that kind of way, almost like rap music is the reason why bad things are happening in the ghetto versus the ghetto being the creator of rappers.
I think it's a combination of the two. I definitely don't feel like it's just the music is making people do this. Like, I like to think of hip hop and rap music as the CNN of the ghetto. Like, if you want to really know what's going on in the hood, find the most local new artist that ain't really get nothing yet. He gonna tell you how things really are in the hood. You're not gonna. It doesn't get more raw than that, because they rapping about what they see and what's going on in their environment. Once you make it to a certain level, you start moving differently. You see things differently. Like, there's no way that I can make the records that I was making when I did my first album. I don't live like that no more. Like, I know people that still do, and but me physically there, like I'm not there. And for me to even act like I am, like, I'd be lying. But what I do feel is a problem is that once we make it, and when I say make it, you have to know how other people perceive you, because sometimes we'll feel like, I still have goals. I'm not nowhere near where I want to be at. So you feel like you're a regular person. Like, I feel like I'm Rem every time I step outside, but I have to always be mindful of other people's perception of me. And people will kill you for the littlest thing. Like, for one of these bracelets, somebody be like, I don't care. She ain't my daughter. She ain't my sister. There goes your life. Like, people, and right now we really in a bad situation where people are struggling. People, I feel like they probably got a little taste of it during the whole pandemic when everybody was getting free money,
free bread,
and that was back to their regular life, and they can't handle it. They can't take it. It's people who have white collar jobs, and the day they find out that their bank account is wiped out, they jump off a building. So imagine somebody who never had nothing. Now for a few months or whatever, they lined up outside the Balenciaga store, they rented it up, whatever, and now it's back to like their regular life. Like, you realize, like, yo, this ain't the life that I want. And now you willing to do any and everything to get it. We can't be at the 2-4 store hopping out the car. You can't go to your cousin's barbecue. You can't go to the gambling spots in hoods. Like, you can't. You just, it's not safe. And all the security in the world, because people are like, oh, but where was security? Was this? Like, at the end of the day, they humans too. No, I haven't met somebody yet that wasn't related to me, and that wasn't like that loves me, and that's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna jump in front of a bullet for you. Like, they're there as a deterrent, and as to try to see things before they happen. But I think the biggest problem is people that come from where we come from, making it or somewhat making it or being famous. And that's the worst thing, to be famous and broke, because some people are famous and they ain't even got the money that people think they have.
Oh yeah.
So they end up in these situations, and unfortunately, they lose their life, or they are up, super up, and they think it's okay. Like, nah, people fuck with me. Like, people fuck with me. I really know, like, there's been times I jump behind. I know I could go out here. I'm in the hood. I'm gonna run the store.
Niggas
I'm
love
gonna take
you.
a couple pics. I'm gonna be good.
Yeah.
But is that safe? No.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. So you always travel with security all the time?
Pat would like me too. He would like me too. I think my thing is I just don't like somebody knowing every single thing that I do, every place, like where my mom lives, where my sister lives, where my brother. Because if you always have something, you have to. And it's not that I don't trust them, because I do trust them. I know them. It's become to a point that we're like family. But then there's also times where I just be needing to go somewhere right now. Like it's a spur of the moment. It's not like I knew I was coming here. I know where I'm going later. There's times where I'm like, all right, I don't want to go to Target. I don't want to wait an hour till he get here so I can go to Target. I could already be an hour deep in aisle 4 by the time he get here. And plus, it's right there. Who's gonna do something to me in Target? Like, so do I make rash decisions sometimes? Yeah. But I be totally pissed and devastated if something was to happen. I'll give you a perfect example. One time I'm going to the supermarket in my neighborhood is super safe. Like, I literally could fill up my whole cart and walk out and nobody would say anything, but I don't.
Okay.
Like, no, I really, really could. Like, it's that type of supermarket. Like, they don't care. They let you like, if there's 20 checkout aisles, like 18 of them is self checkout. There might be somebody over there. They don't care.
Just give me the address later.
So look, so I'm in a supermarket. It's like 4th of July weekend, and I got my daughter with me. She's in the cart, and somebody just bumps into me mad hard, and they bump into me. And I'm like, excuse you. She's like, just like looked at me. I'm like, so before I got to say something, the person behind me is like, oh, she didn't mean to do that. I'm like, oh no. Hence why I told her, excuse me. Like, if you don't mean to do something, that's when you say, excuse me. Whatever. Like, she talking crazy. She doing this. So I'm like, miss, like, don't put your hands in my face. Like, seriously. But I'm masked up. I'm chilling. She like, what? Yeah, I snatched that shit off your head, whatever. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm looking at all the stuff in my cart. It's 4th of July. I'm like, I'm looking at my little pitchfork that I just bought. I'm looking at the barbecue sauce. I'm like, I'm really gonna, but then I look at my daughter and she's like, Mommy, that lady, she said that lady is yelling. She said something like that, but I'm on the phone too. So I'm on the phone with Juju. Juju like, Rem, get out the store right now. Cause I'm quiet. She's like, Rem. I'm like, I'm here. So the lady just keep going. I'm just looking at her. She's talking so crazy to me. And in my head, I'm seeing what's going to happen. I'm going to stab this lady with this fork. I'm going to bash the one that bumped into me with the barbecue sauce. My daughter's going to be traumatized. The cops are going to come. She doesn't know who I am, but the people in the store know who I am because I go there all the time. They're going to tell them everything. It's going to seem like it's my fault. I have a record. I'm going to be in jail. She's going to sue me. So I'm just playing all of this in my head while she's standing there talking. But I still want to beat her up. So I'm just walking. I'm like, all right, I'm leaving. So she was like, Ram, get in the car, because I'm at the car, but she's still talking shit. And in my head, I'm like, see, now if I would have had my security with me, I could have had him yoke her ass up, throw her in a full Nelson. Like, it would have been a whole different story. She probably wouldn't even been talking to me like that, but she seen that I was by myself. At first, she was a little leery, and once she seen that I was kind of holding back because my daughter was scared, she just started getting super crazy.
She knew who you were, you think?
No, I don't think so. And I'm almost positive she doesn't live over there. Like, it was probably like a run through, happened to be, oh, let's stop at that supermarket real quick. But the whole time I'm in the car, I am sweating, like in full sweat. My hands are shaking, my eyes is burning, because that's how mad I am. Like, I want to do something to this lady. And that's when I was like now when I go to the store, I don't even take her to the supermarket with me no more, because let's just say she was really like that, because she was just talking, because I'd have been smacked. Like, if I was her and I was like, I'd have just smacked her. She was just talking. But let's say if she was really like that, I'd have literally had to have a fight with my daughter. And the shit that makes me even more mad, like, that was months and months ago. Every time we go to that supermarket, my daughter be like, Mommy, remember that time we was here and that lady pushed you? I'm like, she did not put her hands on me. Why do you keep saying? Yo, it bothers me so bad, because she keeps saying, remember we was here, Mommy, and that lady pushed you? Stop saying that, because the lady did not put her hands on me. Like, she's like, okay. And then we'll get to the store again a week later and she'll say the same thing. But there's incidents like that where you don't know what's going to happen. Like, I never thought, I'm going to the supermarket. I go to the supermarket all the time. Got my daughter in like, that quick. It could have escalated. All I had to do was nothing. Like, actually, she could have just did something. But when you are who you are, you have to take into consideration all the things that can transpire. And, you don't necessarily have to physically lose your life to lose your life. You could throw your life away just by doing something to somebody else to prevent them from doing something to you.
Yeah, for sure. When you was talking, you was talking how if you get a lot of love from the street, so it's not like you get a whole bunch of hate. But I've always felt like that. It's just certain people, certain musicians, you feel like you really like family with them. You know what I mean? When you first came out, when it went, because to me it felt fast. I'm sure it wasn't though, but it went from like gritty Remy battling to Remy sign. This is a real project, a real deal, you know. And the thing that I liked about it, I'm sure a lot of my peers like that, you was the first girl to me that was like hard, hard. And I always liked hard rap, but I never could find a woman that did that. And even still now, that's not like a large popular thing. It's a girl out of Philadelphia. I don't know if you ever heard of her. Called named Rocky, and Rocky's hard as fuck. But it puts me in the mind
Is
of
there a rap
you.
chick's hero or something
Yeah,
like that?
fake bitches hero.
Fake
Yeah,
bitch.
she's hard as shit. That's a feat. If I could compare to somebody from our city, like Beanie Siegel, that's my favorite rapper. Like that's what I like to hear. You know what I
Right.
mean? So when it came, it's like with us, and because I do like a lot of female like legends, you know, but it is a lot of like fuck me, suck me, fuck me, fuck me, suck me, you know. So if you're not like, I've never been a dancer, you know what I mean? I was
Right.
always a little more aggressive. I wore sneakers. I never been like that sexy. So that sex rap isn't something. That's not the first thing I'm gonna throw on in a ride. But
Right.
for you, like a lot of people blend in the art with the life, you know, and unfortunately we kind of like respect it when it's for real. So it's like when you court that case, that's cemented to a lot of like us, like, oh, this is for real deal. This ain't no, you know what I mean, no acting. But it hurt. It was like a blow. Like it felt like, damn, you know what I mean? Like almost like you can't get something real like that to last. But I personally just was like super proud of what you did with it when you came home. You know what I'm saying? I know, like for me doing this and me being so open about me going to jail and shit like that, I never realized so many people never bounce back from a jail bid. You know what I'm saying? And I did a year.
Right.
That's what my father would be like, you ain't never did no time. My dad did 10 years.
Right.
So to him, a year, I do a year in the hole on my head, nigga. I'm a real nigga. You ain't really, that's my father. And I come from good stock. But it's so many people that we inspire, just living, just working,
Right.
just whatever. And for me, a big part of this for me is like once I get on to the point where I know people listening to me, I want to jump into jail reform. Some of the shit that I saw in female prison, I could never unsee or unremember, and I didn't forget a lot of them. You know,
Right.
I mean, women from rape to assault to harassment to whatever. It's just so much bullshit that happened behind the wall, and a lot of people that never been, I think that
They
they'd
don't
rather
know.
just
Well,
because
it's not that. It's just they don't know. Because even me, like prior to my incarceration, I've had people that went before, but I never physically been, and it was always men. I didn't know what the situation was like for women. I didn't know. I don't even think the thought even crossed my mind. Or even when you be like, yo, I'm gonna write you, I'm gonna come see you, how quick time goes out here as opposed to in there. And how you really can't do nothing by yourself. You need people to help you and to just to be able to survive. If you don't have anybody, like I saw what happened to the people who were in there for a long time and didn't have nobody, how they bid was a lot different from mine. And when I came home, it wasn't so much so that I changed because I'm still me. Is I don't want to go back. It's like not cool. It's one of the worst things that's ever happened. I used to always be like, when I got cut in my face, that was the worst thing that ever happened to me. That wasn't worse than when I went to prison because it wasn't when I got cut in my face. That just affected me really. I mean, some of the people that like just loved my face the way it was before, it might have affected them too. But when I went away, it affected me and everybody who loved me, everybody who was attached to me, anybody who worked for me. It literally shut down so many different things. And when I came home, they had me on papers to for 5 years, like to the end, like to the very, very end. I didn't get off early. I
you
didn't
did the
get any
whole
good
5 years on parole.
like,
Damn.
and then my last what 7-8 months, I had an ankle bracelet
I
because
violated every condition of my parole. Went back to jail.
I see now I probably could have that probably would have been me, but I had too many eyes on me. You know what I'm saying things that they wouldn't do to you per se.
Yeah.
They were doing to me. They was trying so hard to prove that I wasn't special and I'm like everybody else.
Right.
But they was doing all the special shit to me. Like even down to the ankle bracelet that they put on me. Like people catch new cases or pending cases, they don't get an ankle. Where the fuck am I going with this face and this voice and everything else? Like where am I going? Nowhere. I had a whole newborn baby and I had an ankle bracelet. I could not do anything. And I literally was probably down to, I think it was like 8 months before it was over. Anybody else would have been like, oh, I still had a curfew.
You wore ankle bracelet for years?
No, they gave me an ankle bracelet the last 8 months when the girl got the black eye and was on the news talking about, whatever.
Which made that lie up.
That was so crazy, right? I don't know how that happened.
She's a huge liar.
That's crazy.
Her career's tanked since.
It never really started before that, but
I was gonna ask you about that, like Remy with Love and Hip Hop. How did you like the Love and Hip Hop thing?
I hated it. Wow. I hated it because I just felt like it took a lot of time. It wasn't that what they were doing, because I didn't really get the same treatment that everybody else got. I probably had one of the
I was nervous, Remy. I was literally like, I felt like but that's what I mean. It's like, you might not know me, but I know you. And the thing, now that I have like fans or whatever, and they get so excited, we were driving here, we in traffic, somebody going crazy in the next car. I know how it feels a little bit, because I feel like you feel like certain artists or certain people, you love them so much. But I was like balled up about the Love Hip Hop, because I thought they was going to try to play you. They was going to put you in a situation where you was going to fight, have to beat somebody up. But see,
I never felt like that, because like I say, like you're just getting to know me. Like we're going to be best friends one day.
We're going to be best
friends. But I never felt like that, because I'm very respectful. And I feel like because I respect people, people respect me as well. Anytime I've ever did something to somebody, they definitely was out of pocket. And also, I never felt like, who gonna spit at me? Who gonna throw a drink at me? Which one of these producers is gonna call somebody that I know I'm gonna probably have a problem with? Who's gonna set it up? Because after I finish with them, we going down the whole chain of command. Who booked the car service? Who thought it was a good idea? Who wrote the storyline? Who everything? Everybody gonna get it. So I used to come in one day and I'd be on some straight bullshit. I'm leaving. I got an hour hard out. What y'all doing? What's happening? No, I'm not. You cannot take my picture. We're not doing continuity because I'm not shooting this again. You don't need it. And then I'll come in the next day and I'll bake cupcakes for everybody. Just fuck their whole head up. They don't really know which one they gonna get. But I feel like when people only do what they think they can get away with, I felt pretty confident that nobody thought that they was gonna spit on me, throw a drink on me, hit me with a shoe, do any of the crazy stuff that people were worried about happening. I didn't feel like anybody really, it wouldn't have been safe.
You know, they called me.
They did.
Offered me $37 an hour.
Wow.
It's rough. They only pay the big stars. The other ones, they make you suck dick and do tricks.
Listen, let me tell you something. They pay what people allow them to pay. You understand what I'm saying? What people allow to happen is what they'll do, because I make great money. I make great money there. But it just took so much time from me.
Are you still doing it?
No. My contract is up. It's done. Would they be able to persuade me with the right numbers? Maybe, because it's easy. It's just so time consuming. Like I'm impatient. Like I can't sit somewhere too long. I can't do the same thing. Like, and we would be there for hours and hours, and then you see it and it comes on and it's literally like a 3-minute scene. And that would piss me off. Like I'm very conscious of my time. Like when you sit still for so many years, like I get like ants in your pants. Like I can't sit here. I got to do something. What we doing? But it was great for what it was for. When I first came home, a lot of people really didn't know what Remy they was gonna get. So there's a little Larry. I was able to go on the show and show a different side of me that people didn't know. But I'm, like I say all the time, I'm still me. Like one paper cut and she back. What happened? What were we doing? Like, so don't brush up against me. This bitch might come out like, what the fuck? Like, oh, my bad. Black love. Oh, sorry. You rub that shit off. But it's cool. It was cool for what it's worth. It's just very time consuming. It was a lot.
When you were inside, you knew you was gonna come home and straight still rap, still be in entertainment.
No. Yeah. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was gone for a long time. And a lot of things changed while I was away. So I didn't know what I was gonna do. But once again, I knew I wasn't gonna be broke. I knew that. I knew that much. I I'm blessed because, like you said, a lot of people that go through that system when they come out on the other side, it's hard to get back. Period. Like not even into work. Just you got to get the ID. You got to like figure out where you live in. You might have stipulations that stopping you from traveling. People who have kids may or may not have had their kids. You got to reconnect with your children, and it's just a lot, a lot. And if you not strong here, like mentally, like that should have break you. Like there's times where when I first came home, like I was going through it. Like, yo, I cannot do this shit because also you go from not having no responsibilities really
To a lot.
to everything all at one time. Like the only thing I had to do was worry about making the movement to get from point A to point B in the prison.
That's it. No bills.
Like well, I
No
still
real
had bills, but
bills.
like you know what I'm saying, like it wasn't the pressure of it wasn't there. It wasn't at the forefront, and it all comes back the moment you step out of those gates. And everybody's like, "Hey, we're so happy." You like, I still got a prison ID. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna get enough points to get a new ID from the Department of Motor Vehicles. It's just a lot.
Yeah, well, I don't know if y'all checked in. Me and Remy did a live about the show on BC Sisters. I don't know if either one of us watched this because the live we just talked about a lot of our own shit. But I complimented you on your beautiful marriage and the push of Black love because you know it got it's like super popular to do like the Sierra prayer or whatever. But I more would do the Pat prayer because it more fits me where I'm at, where I am. What I said to Remy on live, because you know I say what I think, I couldn't help it. I was so hype about the whole thing because, like I said, I was a fan and it was a blow and it was sad. And that was like the good part about the bid was that, you know, your nigga going through it with you and y'all together, whatever. And do you remember what I told you about Barack Obama?
No.
She doesn't listen. But what I said is we know that Barack Obama didn't cheat on what's her name? Michelle.
Now what's her name?
No shade, because I love Michelle. She
What's
put
her
wheat
name?
bread in the schools. I love Michelle. Okay. But if Barack would have cheated on Michelle, we would have knew. Fuck cheated. If Barack would have even been driving down the street and saw the fat ass and slowed down to the ass, we would have had that. We'd had pictures of that. Because so many people hated him, right? And hated what he stood for or whatever, and they were all on top of it. I feel the same thing with Pat. Like the fact that when you came home, y'all really got married and really did the marriage thing. I think that it set such a good example to Black people. I don't think there's a lot of examples for us when it comes to like real Black love, like with Black love, because it's an up and down thing. It's not always a perfect situation. It's not, you know, a bed of flowers and Louboutin gift bags. You know what I mean? Sidebar: some of those photo shoots with the Louis Vuitton bags on, it's empty. Did you know that? There's no gifts in the bags.
Yeah, I was aware of that. A lot of I have this conversation with people often, like what they don't realize they're competing with fake shit.
That's the thing.
So, and then when they're like, "Well, how do you know it's fake?" I said, "Okay, let's just do this. You don't post the wax shit on social media. Like you don't go to a restaurant and they bring your plate out looking crazy." And you like, look, y'all, I'm eating this fucking stuff. You don't post that. You don't post when you go in the kitchen real quick and throw together a cup of soup. You don't post that. You post when you're in a nice restaurant, they got the little parsley on the side and they drizzled the plate with the salt. Like that's what you post.
Exactly.
So you don't post when you got your white beater from the little $10 store. You post
the stain on it.
Yeah, you don't post that. So y'all are only you're comparing whatever you're going through in your real life to what somebody is portraying for you to see. And people don't get that. And I know people that literally care more about what they look like on social media than in real life. Like in real life, they are real life bums, and they know that. I know that because I see you in real life. I know you're a bum.
Right.
You look at their social media,
it's all about the perception.
No, you will think they are
lit.
Really.
Dumb lit.
I'm okay with that though. Like me, I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really a poster like that. Like I like the fact that people think if it wasn't on social media, it didn't happen. Like I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Not mad I be when I have like a really cute outfit and I wear it somewhere, but the place wasn't really popping like that, and then somebody else posts me, you
And now
stupid
you
bitch, I
can't
was
run it
gonna wear this
back.
again. Why the
Yeah.
fuck did you see me post that?
You
I did
can't
not
run
post
it
any
back.
pictures. Obviously I did that for a reason.
Yeah.
I be really mad. You know who
Yeah.
does that to me a lot? Pap does that to me a lot.
Oh, he loves
He
you.
loves
I
posting.
love y'all
He will
relationship.
post my whole outfit. I'm like, babe, why you post that? He'd be like, nah,
Yeah.
you look nice. I know I look nice. I was gonna wear it again. Now I can't.
Because then it's not just y'all being together. That's cool. But both of y'all can rap your asses off, and you're both very lyrical. Pat can go to the supermarket and rap down the cereal aisle. Y'all seen the
Yeah.
cereal? I mean, come on. But when I said it to you, I said in my mind it's like y'all in there like freestyling and fucking.
We're
But you said there's no
not.
rapping in the
We're
house.
not doing
That's what I
that.
would think.
We're
Like
not.
freestyle fuck then freestyle again.
No,
Fuck
we're
it.
not.
They both can rap like battle me. You know what I mean?
We're not freestyle
I know
fucking.
you said you don't do the music thing at the crib.
We don't. It's we have very different outlooks on music. Very
Your different
different.
opinions.
Different
I wanted to
opinions.
ask you real bad. What are you listening to right now?
Right now, what am I listening
Female,
to right
male,
now?
whatever. But what do you throw on when you want to hear some shit?
Oh my gosh. So I'm very R&B. I do. I listen to a lot of R&B.
I hate R&B.
Really?
I mean, it's
But I only
okay.
really besides Whitney, I listen to people with all deep voices because it make it sound like I could sing like the Tony Braxtons, the Brandys, like everybody with the like I listen to that.
So you probably like it if I drop something.
No, I probably wouldn't.
Okay. Whatever.
Nah, I do. I listen to R&B. I listen to a lot of old school R&B. When I'm in my car, sometimes I find like the classical station because it's the coolest thing. Try this at home, you guys. Find the classical station, like that plays like the Beethoven and stuff like that. And while you're driving, I swear it's the craziest thing. The music automatically seems like it's going to what you're doing while you're driving. It's like I'll be like, dun, 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 dun,
You
dun,
like
dun, like,
classical music, like
yeah,
Beethoven.
I just like it when I'm driving.
Yeah, I
Like,
bet nobody would have guessed that. So you're not really a rap here. You're more of an R&B girl.
I'm not really a rap head. Like I rap and I do have my moments where I listen to it, but if I'm on my time, I want calm stuff. Or I listen to I want it to be quiet. Like when they come, they do my hair, makeup, they're like they all know like I want it to be quiet. I deal with a lot of noise. Often I have a 3-year-old and I'm just always places where it's noisy. So when I can get quiet, I like it to be quiet.
Well, listen, I know you got the battle rap thing going on. I think that's so important for you to do, being that that's where you come from. And so many women have talent in that. And I feel like battle rap in general is turned into like a real corporate type of situation. I love that for
Well,
rap.
it needs to be more corporate, and the corporate people need to give me some sponsors because I'm spending all my money. Yeah. Like
Yeah, come
anybody
on.
out there, y'all looking, y'all want to help sponsor my next,
You have a
rap battle.
female battle
I have a
league. Tell them
female
about it.
battle rap league. It's called Chrome 23, which is short for chromosome 23, which is the part of your DNA that determines which sex you are. So Chrome 23, we're in the middle of a tournament right now. I'm doing a tournament. The one that gets $25,000. We did the first round. So we started with 16. We're down to 8. The next 8, I think, is going to be on November 20th, and then the semifinals is in December. But it's just something that I started doing, and I see how how many leaps and bounds female rap has taken in hip hop in general, and I didn't really see it crossing over to battle rap.
Right.
And I didn't understand why, because these women are actually really talented.
They
Not saying
really
that
are.
the other ones aren't, but y'all know, stop. Like,
Yeah.
so they really are what they are. And I used to keep saying like somebody needs to, get behind them, somebody needs to push them out the world. Then one day I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it.
Right. Who
Even if I
not better than
gotta
you?
spend my own money, because that could have been me. Like, had I not met Big Pun or Joe, or had this song or that song, or whatever the case may be, I could have been that girl that got a kid at home, that got a little side job, but I really could write and rap my ass off. And I would want somebody, if they had the ability to, put eyes on me or to put more money in my pocket or whatever, to come in and do that. So, and I'm starting to know them and get to know what's going on with them, and it's really sad because I've been in this industry for a long time, and I've seen so many people that I feel are not really talented like that, in my opinion, really get to the bag. And then I've seen so many people that I feel are amazing, and they never got nothing really out of this. And I feel like something needs to change. Like, like it has to be a way that we can make the people that like honestly have God-given talents be able to see the lucrative side of the
Right.
business.
You would think that would work faster, but I guess that's just not how the business is. Now that I'm in entertainment, I know that sometimes it gets a little tricky, but some of these girls or guys don't even write the shit. It's just like, it's almost like just like an act. Like everything
Yeah.
is kind of set up for it. And then, they pay for this because you can pay for almost anything: streams, views, followers, blue checks, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like when you do see people with real talent, it's kind of sad that it goes to the wayside. But I commend you for that. I think that's what's up, especially because that's where you come from, because that's where I found you at.
Thank
Remy.
you. I appreciate that.
We do segments on this podcast.
Uh-huh.
We do Dark Side of the DM. Remy looked for her DM for probably 45 minutes and couldn't find it.
It was not 45 minutes. Let me tell you what happened. I just got a new phone and I put some stupid filter on it. But when I find it, I'm gonna forward it to you. And you're gonna be like, yo, Rem finally found it. It's gonna, I don't know what episode it's gonna be, but she finally found it and she sent it to me. But my dark side of my DM, so it's crazy. So I don't even think I really told many people about it because it frankly scares me. So I have this person, right? And I want to say for probably like the last 3-4 years, just sends me nothing but dick pics and dick videos, right? No, constantly.
Dick pics and videos.
And videos.
Is his face in it or is it just dick?
So this is the part that scares me because I was like, it scares me a little bit. Yeah.
Don't forward that. That's what you're going to forward to me?
No, I'm going to put him onto you because I feel like you would enjoy it. You would appreciate it more. I just want him to stop. I'm scared to block the motherfucker because you click on somebody, you're like, no, I know it's going to be a fake page. No. You go to this page, it's his real face. Like,
he just sending dick.
Eat a cereal, driving in the car. I'm like, yo, he's real life crazy. Yeah. He probably knows where I live. He's a freak. Like, why are you still sending me? Like, literally, like.
Does the dick videos have sound on them?
I don't know.
All right.
So it's like, don't play it. It's like one of those things, like, if you click, I'm scared if I click on it, you're going to know that I seen, but you could tell that's a video because it has, like, I'm just sitting here like, yo, so he's just never going to stop.
For years straight.
Never going to stop.
Unsolicited dick pics.
Never going to stop.
And videos. Yeah.
Weirdo. Yeah. And he, like, waxes or something. It's, like, really weird.
He does what?
He's, like, wax.
Oh, he's bald. Somebody open that DM. We gonna keep it moving though.
I'm going to. I'm like, hey,
and open it.
I've been seeing this for 4 years now. I have somebody that will be very much interested.
That's a sign of insanity that you can send a dick with no response for years,
and I can click on your picture and see your whole face.
That's somebody's boyfriend. That's somebody's baby father.
I don't care. I just want
I never got the unsolicited dick pic. Like if I didn't say anything to you, or I could legit be on live and I'll like shout people out so they'll be like, oh, it's Tommy from this place, or it's oh, hey, Tommy from the Bronx. Tommy will send me a dick pic.
But this is why I don't go on my DMs.
You don't open them. See, I open my DMs. I'm very connected to my people.
No, after that, I was like, when I go, like, say if I'm talking to somebody and they'll be like, oh, I just sent you a DM. If I'm not following them, I won't see it. But if you tell me right there, I'll look. And whenever that happens, that guy is there. I'm like, yo, you still here? You still
dedication?
Do you keep like those dedications? Like, do you keep getting it waxed? Or do you like does it not go like?
He keeps getting it waxed. He got it ready for you just in case that one day you open that motherfucker and say, you know what? What's your phone number?
Never. Like, I think I blocked it like once or twice, and then it came back, and I know it's the same because like one letter is different. I'm like, yo, this is different. This is really, really different.
Do I have a voicemail? Okay, so we have a phone number. We let the fans call in.
Okay.
I never get to tell the fans because they be so excited. And I was like, oh my God, you got such us on the podcast. But I need to start saying like, okay, Remy will be on the podcast, and then do y'all want to ask Remy a specific question? Because I think that they wouldn't even have the same
more details.
Yeah, it could be more like for Remy. But Dre does a good job at finding them. So we're gonna give her some advice and make sure you can hear it.
Okay.
Hey Mona, I love your fucking show. So proud. You're the shit. Please keep doing what you're doing. But I want to ask, if your kid, let's say your daughter, I know she's older, got into it and was like fighting another kid and she lost, like what would you do? Like, I don't have these problems yet. My daughter is only 3, but I can't imagine like if she got into it with another toddler, I'd be ready to beat some ass. Please tell me bye.
What would I do
Love
if
you.
my daughter got into a fight and she lost? Like if I was there, like if I was like right there while they were fighting,
I don't care if I'm not there.
I'm jumping in it. Getting physical, baby.
I don't care
Hands
if I'm
on,
not
handsy.
there. If she come home and she tell me it's up,
We back over there.
now we calling the cousins. That's
Let's
what you call
go.
the cousins.
Fuck it.
Like,
I can't. Not first of all, my daughter is so not about that life, and then she got this like she's very like shady, so she always got like a little something smart on her little Instagram or she on the phone talking shit.
so
she
she's not
had
like
these,
that, but she got this part.
right, but she's not necessarily starting it, but she'll
Right.
take it there like she with it. And the thing about it is she's my height. So my whole thing, and I'm like, look, you don't have to be a fighter. But if somebody gets in your invisible square, you have to protect your body. That's your job. I protect you when I send you on your way, you're on your own. You have to protect your body the same way mommy would. So she had these friends, she had a sleepover. They came, stayed at the sleepover, whatever. The same friends were like harassing her. She was crying, her feelings was hurt. She sits next to me on FaceTime with them. So she answers, hello, won't you just leave me alone? Because you keep being rude and I don't like how you talk to me. You're supposed to be my friend. The girl with two other little girls on the FaceTime. Mm-hmm. Oh, you upset? Oh, so you're bothered. She's bothered. I took that phone and cussed them bitches out. Call your mom, bitch.
As you should.
That's right. Give a fuck. Fuck all y'all in there and call your fucking mom. I was to the one girl, I was like, you little dirty ass back to sleep over. You ain't even have enough money to go to Dorney Park, bitch.
So I'll do you one better.
Said it because she didn't have it.
I'll do you one better. See, I got a kid over. That's my nephew. Right?
Okay, right here.
When he was younger, I was still living in the projects at the time. This kid. He was definitely too big to even be considered a kid. I feel like your age shouldn't determine if you're a kid.
It's your size.
It's your size.
That's right.
Definitely was not kid size.
Yeah, grown up. 30
and
at least.
He kept bothering him, like, and he was with all the answers, but you just can't do anything when you're fighting a grown man on the play yard.
Yeah.
That's why your aunt comes in, hooks both arms like this, and we gonna hold him here now.
And
get it in.
Won.
What we doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
Bitch. Exactly. I'm so this was ours. I ain't want to say nothing, and she like. He scared of you still? Listen, after you jumped him with your aunt. That's lit.
And so what? So what?
That.
Now we got to even this out because you're too big for that.
Yeah,
now,
really.
I don't care. My daughter is a little bit different. She understands. She's 3 years old. She understands the power of cousins already.
Right.
So I get crazy. She's like, oh, watch. When my cousins come over here, we going to jump you. I'm like, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
People like, oh, I seen like some meme the other day. It was like, it's the parents. We have to stop telling our kids if somebody hits you, you hit them back. I never told my son that.
Yeah.
She hit you, slam her on her neck. Mm-hmm. Right now. Like I do not like it. Like I've always felt like I grew up, I have a son. Mm-hmm. And he was my only child for almost 18 years. And I have an older brother, I have a younger brother, I'm very close with my nephew. We have a small family, but it's mostly women. Mm-hmm. So the few boys we did get, it was like we cherished them. Mm-hmm. So I would see like how girls are like be taking advantage because it's a boy, he can't hit you
punching
back.
On them, smacking on them, scratching them, all kind of shit.
Yeah, spin her head around.
Yeah, really.
And then when she get crazy, then you come get me, and then it's gonna happen again. Then go get your mother, get your sister, get your aunt, get your grandmother. I don't care. Like
that's exactly what I told the little girl. FaceTime, go get your fucking
mom. But
I went right there. Like I wasn't. They turned the cameras
motherly
off.
Instincts kicks in immediately. Like I don't even hit my kid. Like but she has to do the most, or my son, like he has to do the most for me to even like physically do anything. So,
but
you're not gonna be putting your hands on my kid out here in the
your
streets.
daughter and your son grew up really different. Because even with my kids, they growing up so different than I did. And then because I tried to give them a suburban experience as much as I can, although it's just like you have to, because I feel like some people missing that, because it's like it's cool if you want to avoid violence and all that.
They didn't grow up.
Don't let nobody beat your ass.
Because I kind of was like famous since I was young, so it wasn't very different. They got two different parents.
Oh, okay.
I was young when I had my son. I was older when I had my daughter. So my daughter gets a little bit more seeing me. My son, like he was in the back seat with the do-rag, the baseball cap, like my son would have never, if that would have happened in the supermarket with my son, like he might have threw something at the lady, like, what are you talking about? Cracked it off on her. Like my daughter's more like, mommy, why is she talking to you like that? Like, oh my God. Like traumatized, but no. It's different me's. And I wish that we didn't have to be like that, because you have to be protective of your kids, because it's not just the hood. Like these suburban areas, kids is just as ruthless. They might be even a little worse. And you have to prepare them for what they might encounter when they're out in the world. And as a parent, I feel like you're supposed to protect your child.
That's right.
If that means jumping in the fight here or there, then
8 to 80 blind cripple crazy.
Yep.
You can get some if you want some.
I feel
All I do is sign it up.
This is why we here.
Come get your ticket, bitch. I'm selling them. They free. What's up? Even though sidebar, she went back to school, she was so scared. She was like, Mommy, everybody's like, I've never been disrespected like that. I ain't let nobody, Mom, disrespect me. I was like, well, part 2 is on you. You keep your head up. Make it at 3 o'clock. Anyway, we have a part of the podcast too. What are we manifesting? I was gonna ask you, was you and Mr. Pat gonna have another baby? The last person on this podcast that manifested them having a girl, they really having a girl. Did y'all know that? Rotimi's having a girl. Rotimi, Dre from Power came on here and said he manifested a girl. Boom, that's how magical the show is. This lady's pregnant with a little girl. So what are you manifesting? You manifesting 2-3 more children?
Why you just putting kids on me
Baby
though?
Pat,
Like you
Little
manifest
Pat,
me a new
Papisha.
lamb truck or something like
That's
not
what I
a
was
kid.
thinking.
I got a 3-year-old. Like let me
Gorgeous.
live.
Y'all make a really cute kid. You could just do it a couple more times.
Thank you. A couple more times. That's a lot. Kids are a lot, and they're very expensive.
Yeah, they
especially like my kid. Like she doesn't. She thinks like she goes in the store and she literally goes like this. Those are them. Like it's like no. You have money? She's like no. You got money. Yeah, right.
You get her everything she asked for?
I do. I do. She gets whatever she wants, but I'm trying to do it a little bit better because I've done it before and I realize how bad that can be when your kid is just used to getting everything, and they never had to earn it. You know, it becomes the situation where when you try to make them earn it, it's like, but why do I have to earn a car? Like, because you're 30. Like, right? I don't have a 30-year. I'm just saying. I think that I would want to manifest. What do I want? I want a talk show.
Oh, you do?
That's what I want.
That's all you know. Wendy did really good at it.
Thank you.
Did you like it?
I do. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do ever.
Really? Daytime or nighttime?
See, that's tricky because I would like to do daytime, but I feel like all that encompasses me calls for nighttime.
I think that would be lit if you were on daytime though. You know what I mean?
I know that's why I want it. Like that's why I would want to do daytime, but I feel like
It would
nighttime
shake the
would be kind
daytime
of
up.
fire. But everything daytime is very clear eyes for dry eyes.
Yeah.
It's very much that. But I don't think it matters. I think I'll do well with both.
All right, we manifesting.
You
a
know
talk
what? Fuck
show.
it, both.
Both. First guest
Steve
me.
Harvey me. Give me one in the daytime, one in the nighttime, and host some shit. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. First guest me. 15 minutes stand up. I come on 2-3
Why not?
episodes
Why
in the
can't you just
first
have a
season.
segment? Like no, just have a
Segment. Don't come
segment.
regular segment. This is perfect. That's what we manifesting.
Like, yeah.
I want you to know I really appreciate you coming and doing this with me and Man Alive.
I want you to know that I really have to come back. I'm mad that I have a whole full schedule and that
know,
somebody
she's
got
so
here
busy.
late and
Not
you look
me.
like pressed for time. But I have to come back.
Yeah.
Because there's so much shit that we can talk about. Like I feel like this is like the start of like just very cool because like we didn't get to talk about like the shit that we really like that people would expect me and you to talk about together.
Right. Well, they should have tuned into the live because that was a good live the other day.
That was a good live.
We can do it again.
We can do it up. You know what? Let's do that. Let's set up a live.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's do that and put those little things where they could like send us stuff and send us like monies.
I like that, the badge thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it, but
Me neither. But
find somebody.
let's set it up.
All right, I'm with it.
Okay.
Thank you. I love you.
Thank
Remy.
you. I love you.
You're
too.
welcome.